Hello, Gary Crowley here again with do-it-yourself-joint-pain-relief.com, and we are here today in video 1 to show you a plantar fasciitis treatment that you can do yourself. And this is video 1 of 3, and in this video we're going to focus on the bottom of your foot, which is where your plantar fascia actually is. And basically any of this tight tissue in here, basically from the ball of your foot all the way to your heel bone. If this is tight, this is basically your plantar fascia. It's a bunch of muscle and some fascia, tendinous, saran wrappy type tissue that you want to make sure is free. Ideally, your plantar fascia is nice and flexible. It's like a little spring every time you take a step. But if it gets short and stuck and tight every time you take a step, it's going to hurt a little bit because these attachments, especially closer to your heel and even in the belly of your plantar fascia, they'll tend to get really tight, and then every step you take, it hurts. Icing it is wonderful, but because that will help bring down the inflammation, but it won't necessarily get rid of the cause of the inflammation. If you need new shoes or some new support in your shoes, if you've been walking around too much or running in shoes that need to be replaced, that can make this get inflamed. But I just want to show you how to release it if it is tight. And basically here in video 1, what we want to do is, if you cross one leg over the other and you take your two thumbs and you press them in here and find a tender spot, because tender means too tight, and too tight means if we release it, your inflammation, your itis, will probably go away. We're going to do the techniques just like I show you on the techniques page. If you haven't been there, feel free to visit where I show you in detail how to do these techniques. But we're going to find a tender spot, press on it, and then pull and release. We're going to press, pull, release, press, pull, release, press, pull, release. And again, this tells your brain to release that tissue. If you just massage it, it's not gonna help it let go. And then you can do press, pull, release on any tight areas, even on your heel bone if you want. And then you can also do a press, hold, move on any tight spots. And some spots may release with a press, hold, move. Some like the press, pull, release a little better. But you can go along through this whole area, and basically anything you do here to release the bottom of your foot is only going to help not only your plantar fascia but everything else in the rest of your leg, because that's a wonderful shock absorber when it's free. If you're not strong enough to do this, you can also press with your other thumb on top of the thumb that's pressing into your plantar fascia, and that will help a lot too. That'll give you just a little extra help and maybe help you get in there a little deeper. So this is my favorite way to get at this, because you can take your time, you can watch TV, you can chat with your friends and dig on your foot. The other way to get at it, if you're flexible enough, is to either lift your leg up or to lie on your back and do this. Probably lying on your back is easiest, but I'm just going to show you to give you a good view of it. I'm going to lift my leg up and just put my foot in there. And again, I'm going to put my fingers in there, and if I'm going to do one finger, I can kind of hold my foot with the other one and do a press, pull, release. That's kind of nice. If I'm going to do a hand-on-hand technique, again, that I show you on the techniques page, where I'm pressing with my one hand into my fingertips that are pressing into my plantar fascia, if I'm going to do that, I tend to find that the press, hold, move is really the best way to get in there. And you can do that on all these little tender spots, and you can even alternate. You can do press, pull, release, press, pull, release. You can even hold, you can move your toes yourself to get that tissue to move under there if you want. But you just want to play around, and just like you did with your thumbs, press on any tender spots and make it move, either by press, pulling, and releasing it, or press, hold, move. And then lastly, for anybody who's not flexible enough or strong enough to either do what we did with your thumbs on the side of your foot, or lay on your back and get in there with your fingertips, you always have the option of using a ball, tennis ball, lacrosse ball, any ball that you feel comfortable with. And if you were to put the ball on the floor, basically, and just find a tender spot and press into it, and then do a little press, hold, move with your foot, it can be very effective. And again, you can just sit there and watch TV or chat with your friend and be doing this the whole time you're doing it, and you'll be getting all sorts of good stuff done. Now, you may like a lacrosse ball. On the floor, I tend to like a tennis ball. Some people like a lacrosse ball, and some people like a golf ball. Personally, golf ball, I can't get it. It doesn't work for the way my foot is shaped, but you can always play around, and I'm all for whatever works. So do these techniques, find out which of the 3 versions works best for you, and then release that bottom of the foot as best you can. And then, as always, you want to self-assess. You want to notice how much your plantar fascia has improved, or your plantar fasciitis has improved from this one technique. And then move on to video 2, and we will show you some more things you can do to self-treat your plantar fasciitis. Thanks for your time. I'll see you at video 2.